What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 200 of Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. It is a game day, LSU and Georgia. Your boy's about to take off for Blake. What's up, Blake Day-Rees? First out the chute. Your boy's about to take off, head downtown Baton Rouge for Eagle 98.1 game day. We get cranked up at 9:30, but we got to be there for 8:30. So I know we're a little bit late today. Darren, what's up, man? We're a little bit late today, but that's because Drew slept until 7:05. Had Drew gotten up when he normally does, I would have gotten dressed, and all of a sudden we could have done the show from like 7:30 to 8 before I had to leave. Anyways, I'm sitting in my kitchen right now waiting on Mimi to come get Drew, and as soon as she does, your boy's got a haul. So we'll keep this going while I'll start it here in the house. We'll keep it going while we're in the car driving to downtown. So let's say some good mornings. By the way, it's game day. Y'all better go get your Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Go get it. I think he's in his bedroom playing with his chair. Alexander's, Calandros, Calvin's, Canada's, Mid-City Craft Wine and Brew. Go get it. Colby, good morning. Robbie, episode 200. How about it, dude? Charlie Cavell, good morning. Let's do our good mornings and let's get cranked. Y'all got questions? Fire away. Let's talk. Danny Brabham, good morning. Catherine, good morning. Chris Roy, see everybody here. Troy Fuselier, Sam Scudder, I got you back. That was a cool video, huh? Lee Schilling, good morning. Boudreaux's is in with a Bloody Mary post. Hang on, Drew's food is in it. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Erica don't want to be on the show. Dad's show. This is Dad's show. You're not in it, Erica. She didn't want to be in the video. She hadn't done her makeup. She's about to go get her hair done. She's like, do not put me on that thing. Come back in here. I was in there with Drew. So, all right, let's see. See what we got here today. Oh. On game day. All right, let's see. Mikkel, good morning. Yancey, good morning. Justin, good morning. Rusty Gomez. Drew Hurst, good morning. Robert Scott, good morning. Happy game day. Craig Sanamaw. Steve Menard, good morning from Dallas. Have a great show with T-Bob. Yeah, quick reminder, y'all. So Eagle 98.1 game day. Me and T-Bob will be cranked up at 9:30. However you listen to and or watch AFR, you can hear us on Eagle 98.1 game day, and if you're in the Baton Rouge area, you can listen on 98.1 FM as well. So listen and watch. You know what? It's not on CST, though, so I lied about that. It's not on CST. Bob Kubrick, good morning. Frank, good morning. Scott Borch. Chris Dumming, good morning. I know it's Domang, or I would, but I believe, you know what? I think you'd say Domang. But Ben Love, a friend in Lafayette, his radio producer is Clint, and it's spelled Domang, but he pronounces it like Dumming. Dumming. So, make sure I didn't get that wrong. All right. Dion Gray. Blaine Allen, good morning. Mike Edwards. How about that, man? The champ was great. If y'all missed it yesterday on AFR, the celebrity guest picker was the real deal. Evander Holyfield. It was huge, man. Good Ontario. Early in the week, he was working on Goldberg. Of course, Bill Goldberg, the professional wrestler who played football at Georgia, he was working on Goldberg. I said, hey, man, you know, Evander Holyfield's kid plays at Georgia, Elijah Holyfield. So why don't you try to get Evander? And, I mean, it's obviously a massive name, a massive get, but, you know, internationally known champ, a heavyweight champ of the world, baddest man on the planet, all that sort of stuff. But, when you're a little bit removed from the public spotlight, sometimes you're not as in demand. Sometimes it's a little easier to make those inroads. So we're able to do it. Man, Terrio did it. 100% Terrio. I made the suggestion, but he made it happen. So that was awesome. If y'all missed it, it's on demand. 1045ESPN.com. Kevin Milano, good morning. Let's see. Charlie, nobody's given Tigers much of a chance. Well, it makes sense, though, Charlie. I mean, they're an 8.5 or 7.5 point dog. Georgia's talented. Even though Georgia struggled this year, they're still scoring 43 a game. They're a good team, man. They got really good athletes. Like, the smart pick is Georgia. Like, I picked Georgia yesterday, and I'm hopeful that LSU wins. I think I think LSU. I think it is going to be a game in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't see a one-sided game either way, man. So, I think LSU got a great shot. I think they got a really good shot of winning the game. But I do think it's a one-possession game in the fourth quarter. So, just make a play late, man. Make a play late and see if they can win it. So, do you need me to carry bags? Okay, thank you. Yep, I got it. All right, we're about to bid Drew adieu for the day, so I got to go carry bags. But y'all just sit tight with me, if you would. Okay. Look out, babe. You're not on it. It's facing me. You're not on it. I'm just telling you. This is a fair heads up that you might be on it. All right. Picking up Drew's bags here. So, Erica, look out, Erica. Let's go upward, Erica. Good morning, Mimi. You get to work again. Poor Mimi. Mimi's retired and all she does is watch kids. All right. You got him, babe? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Craig Sanama. Retweet. Yeah, man, that was pretty cool. It's funny how sometimes things like that survive. So the picture from Jill Arrington, that was the Georgia game in 2003. I'm sure a lot of the fact that we got the picture, we got it developed, and it survived 15 years is kind of amazing. But it's really cool. And then, so I found her on Twitter. She's got a verified account. She only got about like 20,000 followers or so. Working in LA now, in sports in LA. But yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, if I tag her and enough listeners start liking and sharing and retweeting it and everything, she'll probably notice all the activity around it and she'll engage. So she did. It was really fun. Troy, good morning. Trivia, good morning. Yeah, Trivia, you troll, bro. Good morning, y'all. Ready for that L today? Make sure I got everything before I get out of here. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna get going. Come this way. It's facing the wall. It's facing the back. It's facing the wall. I'm gonna kiss you bye. Love you. Have a good day. I'll call you. Okay. It's not seeing you, Erica. Whoa! Stop. It's not fair. All right. Let's see. All right, y'all. Is this okay here if I have it down there? All right, let's see. How much will we see Fields at? You know what? Ed said they have a plan for both quarterbacks, a game plan for both, which it makes sense. They're both different. If I had to guess, it obviously depends on how the game's going, but maybe 10 to 15 snaps for Fields. If Georgia runs 70, 75 plays, Fromm with 60, 65, Fields with 10, 15. Does that sound about right? I think. I don't know that Fields, quite honestly, Fields is the style of quarterback that's going to beat LSU. When you have that much athleticism and speed on defense, getting to the edge isn't what beats LSU. What beats LSU, we've seen this so many years, what beats LSU is when Alabama behind their line can have Derrick Henry run for 200 yards. Last week with Jordan Scarlett and LaMichael Pirine going for 218 as a team. You know what I mean? That's what if that's not Georgia's game plan, I'll be super surprised, man. It's funny, we talked so much this week about that 0-3 game as well. if you remember, like, David Green was the dude. I mean, he was their starter, their all everything, and DJ Shockley was the young guy on the team, the sort of change of pace guy. And man, every time they brought DJ Shockley in, LSU just harassed him. Man, I think it's in the similarities. I think are interesting. But you know, the similarities between the two I think are interesting. So anyway, let's see. Rashad, good morning. Lee McCaffrey, injuries on Georgia's D-line. I don't think so I've heard some of the talk about the injuries on the Georgia D-line. I don't think that's significant. I think Georgia's bigger strength defensively is in their secondary. I think losing guys like Lorenzo Carter and Roquan Smith and Adkins, the nose tackle, like replacing those guys is bigger. The bigger issue for Georgia is just what I was talking about. So they've had some injuries on their offensive line this year. Their starting left tackle is a guy named Andrew Thomas, and he had been hurt, but he's back. But how healthy is he? Don't know. And they kind of done a musical chairs thing like LSU. They had a guard named Ben Cleveland, who's a veteran guy, and he broke a bone in his leg, and he's out for 4 weeks, so he's not going to play today. Solomon Kinley is another guard who sprained. Oh, now, by the way, Cade Mays was a 5-star who replaced Cleveland. So when you recruit well, that's kind of how it goes, though, right? So, like, your guy gets injured, you replace him with a 5-star. That's kind of where Georgia is right now. But Solomon Kinley is the other guard who sprained his knee last week, but he practiced, and they said he's going to play. At least he's going to try to play today. So that's something worth watching because, again, like, I think Georgia's strength is their offensive line and their running game, and that's how you beat LSU. So if Georgia can establish the run, I mean, they got really good athletes on the outside of receiver, and LSU's been susceptible to the pass. So if Georgia's able to run and LSU has to commit numbers to the box, and then the secondary's got to win one-on-ones, that's where you run the risk of giving up big play. Mike Edwards, how's the Georgia D-line on the edges? Can the running backs go up the gut? They got good dudes. I mean, but like I said, it's not that dissimilar from LSU, and they're built similarly, but the strength is their secondary. I mean, I think LSU has been much better run blocking than pass blocking. Obviously, I think the plan today had better be to go run the ball if you're both teams. Brandon Ray, good morning. David Furr, good morning. Mike Sylvester. Chris at 31-27. 31-27, that's not a bad score. And look, people have scored against Georgia. I mean, I don't know if y'all watched the Missouri game. And I'll grant you, Missouri's got Drew Lock, and he's going to be a first-round draft pick at quarterback, and they like to sling it a little bit. But there was a play in that game. I think I even mentioned this on AFR yesterday. I don't know if y'all watched that game, but Georgia's their first touchdown, their second touchdown. Jake Fromm gets hit. He fumbles right around midfield. He fumbles. Their tight end, Isaac Nauta, picks up the ball and runs it like 50 yards for a touchdown. I mean, it's like, in the stat sheet, it looks great. It's like a 50-yard run by your tight end, and you're like, hey, it's amazing. Look at this creative play calling. It's like, no, your quarterback got killed, and you're just really fortunate you got to bounce. So they fumbled, like, going in as well. That was it ended up 14, but that was a close game. And maybe, I'll grant you, maybe that was an 11 a.m. game in Columbia, Missouri, and maybe Georgia just wasn't on. The one thing that I'm curious to see with Georgia is, I would say this, above all else, because I've watched Georgia enough. Doing the pregame, they're doing, they haven't played many night games, so we've gotten to see some or all of Georgia this year. So I saw them against Missouri, I saw them against Tennessee, saw them against Vanderbilt. They blew out Austin Peay in week 1. But they played Middleton or Charleston. Maybe they played Charleston Southern. Anyway, the thing about Georgia is, they've not looked super sharp except for when they went to Columbia and beat the doors off of South Carolina. So what I'm interested in seeing is, okay, is this a Georgia team that just, flips the switch when they need to? You know what I mean? When they crank up the intensity, that's how good they really can be. And maybe that's the case. Or maybe South Carolina's not great, And Georgia's got a lot of athletes, but they're susceptible on defense. And that we'll learn a lot more. Like, we know much more collectively about LSU than we do about Georgia just because of who LSU's played and where they've had to play. Yeah, I don't think there's any question LSU is more battle-tested at this point than Georgia is. Paul, good morning, AJ Holland. AJ, what's up, dude? Hey, man, I'm going to drink that Eagle Rare today on whiskey and wine, so thank you, bud. I really appreciate the generosity and the gift, man. Very, very cool. Chris watched the 03 game last night for motivation. Hey, bro, you don't need the motivation. Team needs the motivation. But 03 was fun, man. Did y'all hear yesterday on the show? It's a league game, Smoke. Brad, you just became my favorite. Morning from Indianapolis. I don't know if y'all heard yesterday on the show. Chuck Sanchez, good morning. Jesse, good morning. We've seen the CBS play with Skyler. We've heard, the Vern Lundquist call. But I didn't remember ever hearing the Jim Hawthorne call. And so I asked Todd Politz out at LSU for help, finding that. And, just kind of amazingly, like, LSU doesn't have a great archive system for their audio. And it's not a knock. It's just, I think we all collectively forget, like, everything's digital now. So everything is archived. Like, every show that we do, it's all archived because it's all digital. It's just easier. Whereas before, even 15 years ago, like, if you wanted to record a game, you probably had to do it on like a mini disc or a cassette, and then rip it and like download it to a computer. And that's in the, when you still had MP3s and burning CDs and stuff like that. I mean, rewind 5-10 years before that, and there's nothing. So there just isn't. I think it's just everywhere. There's just not great archives of audio. Like, I'll give you another example. Whenever they were doing they were honoring the 96 baseball championship team, I got in touch with Joe Zagacki, who's the voice of the Miami Hurricanes. And I asked Joe if he had handy his call of the Morris homer. He's been the voice of the Canes forever. Football, baseball, does all three like Jim did. He still is. He came on our show this year when Miami played LSU in football. And I asked him if I could get his call of the Morris homer. He's like, yeah, we don't have it. I mean, it's just, it just goes to show you, it's like a lot of audio isn't archived. Todd Politz from LSU kind of went scouring everything they had for it to help me. And he found an old video file. So it would have been like the LSU, like closed circuit TV camera, like a one camera shot from midfield, like in the press box following the game. And it was that one camera shot, and someone had laid Hawthorne's call over it, or under that shot. So he had the call on this video, which is probably something they used for like, the inside LSU football or something like that 15 years ago. And he sent me the link. So we played the video and the audio yesterday on AFR. Probably played again today on game day. But it's so cool, man, just to have another perspective of that I never heard. I think a lot of LSU fans have never heard. Joe Juba, good morning. Jeremy Wheeler, what's up? I'm trying to be safe here, not an irresponsible driver. Keeping the eyes on the road, y'all. Got y'all down on my knee in the console. Traffic's moving pretty good, y'all, on I-10. Getting up here to the 10-12 split, let y'all know. Let's see, Rashad, Matt, how old does your child have to be to start a traction? It's a good question, man. I don't know what you mean, like as far as playing in leagues or training. I think they have like 4- and 5-year-old like t-ball over there. So, if you're talking about leagues, flag football, I got really young 4- or 5-year-old t-ball, flag football. As far as training, I don't know. I mean, I think they've got middle school programs. Probably not like super weight intense, but like just training muscles and stuff. So, but call them over there, man. 753-7777 is the phone number. And I got to be the only person walking the face of planet Earth that still knows phone numbers? Am I the only person that knows phone numbers? And you know, it's because, I'll tell you why. Because I have to say them on the show every day, like when I throw them out on my live reads. So, like Premier South Roofing, 757-6621. I mean, I just, you know, Relief Windows, 288-8138. Like, I say the phone numbers all the time. Like, I remember phone numbers. And then, for people that are guests on my show, because I write their phone number on the show rundown, so Brain has it when he can call them to get them on the show, like, I write people's phone numbers all the time. Like, I'm not going to tell you Russ Mitchell's phone number, but, like, I know it right off the top of my head. And it's a 480 number, you know? Isn't that crazy? Nathan Nall, Corey Messina, what's up? David said next week get Will Clark for the Mississippi State game as the guest picker. Look, the Thrill is a childhood icon, okay? I actually, as a left-handed hitter, I mimicked Will Clark's batting stance. So I loved Will Clark, man. Just sweet swing. He was... My brother was a bit... Like, I was more of a Ryan Sandberg fan. I played second base and wore 23 and all that stuff. And he had the flip shades, and I thought he was the coolest. But as a left-handed hitter, I imitated Will Clark's batting stance. My brother wore 22 for Will Clark. I mean, he had Will Clark pictures all over his wall. All that said, I think Terrio's probably, like, Will lives in this in this area. I think he's probably just trying to go bigger, you know, like internationally bigger. Like I said yesterday, go get Oprah. She's from Mississippi. Yeah. Kevin Toller, what's up? Let's see. Getting close to downtown. This is about to pass Dalrymple. No traffic yet, y'all. Matt, what the hell's going on with Sheldon? Man, so I haven't heard anything more. And I've asked. So if there's something deeper than this, they're doing a really good job of covering it. But apparently he's just really overweight, and they're not going to play him. And if you're that overweight and they're not, like, you know, you can only travel 70 for a road SEC game. So, you know, you got 85 scholarship players. You can only travel 70, you know, on the road in the league. So if you know this is a guy you're not going to play, don't bring him. I mean, so I know it's a big story because he was a big-time recruit, and everybody wants to see him play, and it's a position where they need depth, and I get all that. You know, he's not available this week. I'll be curious. Now, he's obviously not available this week because he didn't practice all week. And, I mean, that's a rule. Like, if you don't practice, you're not going to dress, you're not going to play. So, he didn't practice all week, and I think he's just out trying to get in shape, man. And it's like, hey, get in shape and then come on back. You know, they can use a redshirt year for him. But I guess it doesn't matter because he didn't play last year. But, you know, it's on him, man. That's an attitude and a want-to thing. Because I haven't heard anything more definitive than that. So, if I get anything, I'll certainly let you know. But it's disappointing, man, because that's a guy at a position where you need bodies. I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but especially on a day like today, you saw it last Saturday, 2:30, Florida, swamp, hot. You're rotating 5 guys on that defensive line, and 3 of your 5 that you rotated went down with cramps at different points. Lawrence went down, Ed Alexander went down, Glenn Logan went down. I mean, you know, bro, I get it. It's hot. You're out there running 75 plays, snaps, big offensive lineman leaning on you like you need a blow. You know, they're not machines. Those guys need a break. We're pulling up the guarantee. Tell you what, I'll let y'all walk in with me. How about that? How about that? Find me a parking spot, dog. Find me a parking spot, dog. Got him in the shade. Yeah. Shit. All right, let's see. Troy, haven't heard from Jacoby Stevens since the Auburn game. All right, y'all. Man without a position. Yeah, Brett. I'm doing Facebook Live, so don't curse or say anything you don't want people on Facebook to know. He walked away. Huh? You were going to ask me to what? For on ESPN's? This is Joseph Rodriguez. He's our... What do we call you? Digital manager. He's basically our new TV studio. He's the guy that runs everything having to do with it. Is that a good way to say it?
A very good way to say it.
All right. If it's the TV studio, it's Joe. Tyler Houston, good morning. Oh, I need to go downstairs. I'm going to go heat up breakfast.
I'll see you later.
Okay, dude. Morning, get a happy birthday, Casey, for my fiance. Happy birthday, Casey, from Matt Moscona and Brandon Ray. Casey, you're marrying a great guy. A great guy who's watching Morning Scone. He's got his priorities in life set, Casey. He's got you, and he's got his daily dose of Morning Scone, Casey. So happy birthday, Casey, from Brandon Ray and all of us here at Morning Scone. By the way, shout out to Good Eats Kitchen, my guy Trey Dyke. Check that out. It's like it's restaurant quality prepackaged meals. They have a place over in Lafayette, but they are opening up in Baton Rouge in the new Ichiban Shopping Center, right there on Essen. Just pop it in the microwave. And you got it. So shout out to Good Eats. Margarita mix. Awesome stuff. Let's see. Karen, you're a good man. Is this all the way back from when I was at home? Let's see. Shelvin, is that the only Popeyes buffet left in America? David Furr, looking forward to the Kirkland package today. I agree with you on that. That guy scored 147 touchdowns in his high school career. Like, there's something to be said for just at Lutcher, which is a really good, obviously, high school football program. There's something to be said for just knowing what to do with the ball in your hands. Pops, what's up, Dad? Kenny Bergeron, Lucas Babin, good morning, Protein Shake. Kevin Barfield, good morning. Matthew Wheeler, good morning. Bruce Parker, good to see everybody. Waiting on the wife to get ready, heading out. First SEC game, good luck. Petey Kern, Alan Lesh, good morning. Mark Allen, heard my wife and her friends talk about their concealer without a bead. I asked if you ever seen the concealer bake. That's a Rohan reference. That's how you know you're an AFR fan. Mark said LSU fans need to win the game today for them because LSU didn't have enough talent to beat Georgia. We'll see, man. I think LSU's got plenty enough talent to beat anybody on their schedule except Bama. And I think that includes Georgia. I think they can win this game today for sure. But I absolutely think they need, the crowd to give them juice in certain spots for sure. They're not as good as Georgia, but they can win the game. Mark, the whole season's on the line today for LSU. LSU fans better not leave at halftime. Carl, listening while driving to campus. Appreciate you, Carly Cat. Hey, man, we got Eagle Game Day starting in 57 minutes. All right, my breakfast is ready. So good. Ryan Falgu, Joseph Roy, BJ Richard. Hey, Erica's watching. Hey, babe. Tim Eagleson. Morning, everybody. Thank you, Erica. Buying you a car hook so people have to look up your nose. You're so thoughtful. You should do that so I could stick a suction cup right there on the windshield, and so but I don't have to drive off and do this. Not only will LSU catch L, Georgia will cover the spread. I could see this being a 31-21 game. I could see Georgia winning 31-21. I could also see LSU winning 27-24. I just think it's that kind of game where it's going to be a fourth quarter game, like a one possession fourth quarter game. Let's see who makes a play. I would be very, very surprised, very surprised if this gets one-sided either way. Very surprised. Justin Wyatt package for Kirkland. rather than get the ball to the dynamic guys. Justin Kirkland's super dynamic. That's why. Shelly, what's up, dude? Shelly Malonzo, where were y'all last night? Shelly is the guy in the suit or coat and tie over at, well, not tie, I guess, over at Rufino's. Shelly, Ruff told me y'all had 1,000 reservations last night. Yeah, I don't think we were getting in, dude. I don't think we were getting in last night, man. But Erica told me she wants to go. God, 3 questions. Wow. Dude, I have to shut this down too, man. We're here at work. I got to do my salvo, which is how we start Eagle 98.1 game day. I just got to write that out. So I'll show you my office. Yep. So this morning, y'all have gotten to see my home office and now work office. I don't know that any of you care about this. It's a mess. It's kind of embarrassing, actually, how messy it is. Got a picture of our president, Flynn Foster, like just sleeping at his desk. I got Chris Jackson back there in the corner. I have no windows, so we made these window panes on